We're on the road. Where transportation goes, community grows. Welcome to On the Road with the MTA. And welcome to another edition of On the Road with the MTA. I'm Jay Gibbons alongside with Stephanie Kay from the MTA. How was Stephanie?
Well, great. I had a great Christmas. How was yours?
Mine was excellent. Santa brought me everything I ever wanted.
Well, good. I told you last time, if you don't believe, you don't receive.
Yeah, I know. That was fantastic.
So you have to believe always. Yes. Well, I believe we had a great year. Even though we had COVID and we had RSV and some other issues, I think last year we showed how strong we are because we're still here, right?
Yes, we are.
And we are here with somebody very important. It's our CEO of MTA. Everyone loves this man, and he's a great leader. His name is Ed Benning. Thank you for being here with us, Mr. Benning.
Well, thank you. That's quite an intro.
Well, it is so true.
So, thank you.
No matter where I go, they say, you're so lucky to work at MTA.
Well,
He's such a great leader.
Thank you. Well, surrounded by great people.
Well, there you go.
So,
I like that. But you're always thinking ahead. And Jay, I still use your line all the time that you had said, Mr. Benning doesn't look to see what needs to be done. He looks ahead what needs to be done.
Yeah, he does. He sees where the puck is going. That's where it's been.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you.
And that's so important. And so where are we going?
That's why he's here.
Well, we've had a great year, and we've had so many great partnerships throughout the year, haven't we?
Oh, we sure have. You know, when you consider the challenges that we've faced over the last 2 years, and you consider the year that we're closing out and all the great things we've been able to do, and it's really all about having a great family of employees in this organization that are very, very dedicated and very focused and want to do more. And so, you know, we get over one hurdle and we got a new hurdle. We get over that hurdle and we get another one. But, you know, sometimes when we think about it, we really need to do an inventory of all the great things taking place. And
absolutely,
as an organization, we continue to move forward. We have many challenges and things ahead of us that will require us to kind of rethink about public transit. But I know in my position, I feel very comfortable that we have people that are focused and want to move us forward. And I think, you know, the years ahead are only going to be that much more positive. And it's really about, you know, looking in the mirror and seeing what's behind us and realizing that we must be prepared for what's ahead, and I want to spend more time looking ahead than back.
You do. But you know what? Taking a minute to look back, I have to say, I am so impressed with what MTA has done. During the COVID and during all that pandemic, you provided free rides for people through MTA, and that cost about $4 million for you to say, okay, we're going to pick you up for free, get you to the grocery store, get you to the doctor's office. That took a lot. I mean, not too many companies would do that. And that was your decision.
Yeah, well, thank you. You know, it's kind of interesting. On my desk, I've been writing a little paper about the effects of pandemic. And when it all started for us was about February of 2020. And so I started there. And as I was writing this, you know, I realized all of the things that we did to put service on the street. Actions we took to make sure that people were not left out behind, you know, and, you know, sometimes when you do that inventory, you realize we did an awful lot. And I say we all did. And then I think about our people and how our people went out and provided transportation during some times that I know they struggled with, you know, social distancing, wearing masks and, you know, the sanitizing and everything that goes with it. And we had people that I'm sure were very uneasy about providing service, yet they did it. And, you know, we're one of the systems that kept going. And so I'm really proud of our people.
Many shut down. And I think our drivers are heroes.
Absolutely.
They put their life on the line sometimes. They don't know. You know, people were dying of COVID, and they're out there providing rides to get you to the grocery store, to the doctor, to get your shots. And you provided water. I know we delivered water and food.
Absolutely.
And I don't think people realize what all you through MTA has done under your leadership with these 700 employees. It takes everyone rides to wellness, your ride, the fixed route, the bus drivers, to get out there and do all the things they've done. I had a chance to experience part of it. You and I were serving a free meal at the Salvation Army. We do that every year. We provide the transportation to get people in there. That was rewarding. Wasn't it a fun time?
Was. Absolutely.
I know.
A lot of fun.
And I met so many wonderful people. They were doing these little, they had Bibles on the every table, Jay, for anybody who came in. And there was a family from Flushing that I had a chance to meet. I'm going to take a moment to introduce them to you right now, if you can. Take a listen to this.
Okay.
Hi, it's Stephanie Kay from MTA, and we are out here right now at the Salvation Army on Coldwater Road. And how cool is this? They are serving free dinner, and they have wonderful kids here from Flushes helping out as well. So tell us your name and what you're doing right now.
I'm Diana, and I'm writing special handwritten cards to everyone here. And it's just nice for something that they have during the holiday season, and it can really make someone's day. And yeah.
That's awesome. I love what you're writing on these things. Now, she's putting them inside a little Bible. Everybody gets a Bible when they leave. And this might be the only card that they get for Thanksgiving. Like, what's something that you wrote on there?
Some stuff I wrote was like, wish you the best during this holiday season. So glad you were here today. And remember to spread love and kindness.
I love that, Diana. Thank you. What grade are you in at Flushing?
I'm in 9th grade at Flushing High School.
And what's the group that you're with, the Glee Club?
Key Club.
Oh, okay.
And we volunteer and help out during around the community, so it's really fun.
Well, you are very sweet, and I'm so glad you're here. You're making a big difference. And what's your name?
I'm Olivia.
And Olivia, what grade are you in?
I'm in 10.
Well, what made you want to do this today?
I mean, it's super important to like get out and make other people feel important and loved, and it just makes me feel really happy.
Well, you don't know what you're doing for some people. They might have no other family, and it's wonderful that they're here. Okay, we got somebody else over here. She doesn't want to talk. That's okay. But what is her name?
Oh, that's Isabella. I was like,
Isabella, you're beautiful. And what grade are you in? 8th grade. And she's tall and she's beautiful. She doesn't want to talk. How about just saying Happy Thanksgiving for me?
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Say thank you. All right, now I know. Okay, what is your name?
I'm Christopher.
Oh, Christopher, you've got some pipes, dude. You could be doing radio. No, how old are you?
I'm 17 and I'm a senior at Flushing High School.
Okay, so what do you want to do when you graduate? Is there anything you have in mind?
I'm going to run track in college and go into business for my major.
Wow, well, good for you. Well, we might have a job for you at MTA. Now, I'm sitting next to a gentleman. I don't know what your name. What is it?
It's Jason.
Okay, Jason, what are you doing here?
I'm here supporting my kids. My wife is also here, so we're here just to give back.
How often have you done this for the Salvation Army? Is it your first year or have you done it before?
This is our first year.
How did you find out about it? When did you do this for Thanksgiving?
Our kids are the ones that have been just
Involved? So when you say your kid, you mean your biological kids or the students that are you a teacher?
No, I'm not a teacher. These are my own
These
kids.
are your daughters?
This is my son and my 2 daughters.
Oh my gosh, you've got a beautiful family. Can I take your picture?
Yes, you can.
Okay, we put that on the website so you guys can check it out. Happy Thanksgiving from the Salvation Army and MTA. Isn't it wonderful? So the whole family came together to help. And that's what MTA is. It's a family that would come together to help. The Wreaths Across America. That is where we provided transportation. I think we had 6 buses going constantly, taking people out to the national park to put the wreaths on the veterans' graves. That was just heartwarming. That was an amazing day, and we do it every year. And I thank you for doing that because you just provide that service for the community.
Absolutely. Well, it's a very worthwhile project, one that is so near and dear to everyone. And it's amazing to me how many people now are involved in that program.
Sure.
And great to see our community come together and do something that in honor and memory of those that, have done so much for us. And so just a great thing. But talking to some of the people involved with that, you hear about many great positive stories and stories that, maybe without this Wreaths Across America, you never would have had that exchange.
And that's our history.
That's right. Absolutely.
I was surprised how many of our employees have family members out there.
Yes,
that's my aunt's over there, my uncle, or here's my grandfather. Mm-hmm. That's why we have freedom today, is what these veterans, put their lives in line for us. So grateful we could do that. I've worked at the radio station where we did a lot for the community, but I think we do so much more through MTA, and we don't ask for anything in return. That's the difference. You don't say you got to pay for this. You don't have to. But when you're advertising, you have to pay for that advertising, of course. But with you promote things for free. You take the transportation. Sometimes you provide that when needed. Anything free for the community and open to the community. You're always there to help. And I just thank you for that because it makes my job rewarding, and I'm so grateful to work here. We help the Food Bank of Eastern Michigan. Sure. You're there for the empty bowls. I've worked that with you. We've served soup together, and we've done demonstrations, and they're wonderful too. They appreciate MTA so much. When the drivers come over, they say, "You come in for some soup too," because they want to give back.
Well, sometimes I really think that we all get busy, and we may not reflect or even take into consideration. This is a great community. This community is very supportive in so many efforts that are going on, and people are at times, trying to figure out how to help in every regard. But I will say this, is I think we have one of the most giving communities. If you go out and talk with others, and you talk about many of the programs we have and we participate in, people will tell you we don't have that in our community. And so we shall be extremely proud of that.
I agree. I've worked at other companies, I'm not going to say where, but they had the old Newsboys, like a little Christmas tree. And if you can buy the pin for $20, which buys a box for a child, that might be the only thing they receive for Christmas. It has a pair of jammies and mittens and a toy. And it costs them more than $20 to get this box together. But for $20, you can buy a pin. And this Christmas tree only had my name on the top and nobody else bought a button. And they had been paid quite well at this company. Here at MTA, I'm picking up money all the time. People, the drivers, everyone's saying, I want to donate. We have more. We had to go back and get more pins for people. So the employees are so generous and so giving, even when they're not making maybe what the other company that I worked for did. It just shows the kind-hearted people and how they know sometimes the struggle, so they want to give back.
Absolutely.
And that makes a big difference.
I was at a activity at Catholic Charities, and they asked me to speak. And one of the things I talked to the group about is that those people put others first. Mm-hmm. And sometimes when you think about that, it's not about the paycheck. It's not about many things. Obviously, you must be paid to do your work and so on and so forth. But these people go to work every day and put people ahead of them. Their focus is taking care of those people. And so they put others first, and they do that because they love and have a passion for that work. Same holds true for our people, and that is every stretch of this organization. I don't care if you're the custodian cleaning the offices or if you're up in my office, every one of us have to be focused on putting others first.
And it's so true, and it shows. We had a podcast. You can go back in the archives on the road with the MTA and hear the janitors and the custodians that were in here. They love their job. They said it's like a family. And you don't realize the importance of having a clean facility to work in. That gives you a clear mind and mindset and physical and emotional. So that is an important job. All the way to the drivers and to the administration. There's 600-700 employees here at MTA, and they all care so much about the community. They're always thinking about how you can help that woman with a child, like you wanted to put car seats in the car because you realize that might be an issue. You're always thinking of other people, and you make it happen. And I love his speech because we'll go out, Jay, and they'll be talking about how Mr. Benning realized, oh, you need kids? Well, we can put a car seat in the cars. And people here went, what? How are we going to do that? He said, we're going to make it happen. Like, okay, and you have made it happen.
Sure. Yep.
That was thinking. That was helpful. That was considering other people's needs.
Well, sometimes people, we may not realize that a little small gesture on our behalf is huge in others. And I think sometimes we lose that. People don't realize you think you've done something very small, but in someone else's mind, you made the difference in their life. And it's up to us to make sure that the people of this community have a great quality of life. And we have within us the ability to make a difference. And that's where our radar needs to be up. That's where we have to tune in to see where can we step in and make a difference. And if we look for the opportunities, we'll make it happen. Mm-hmm. If we sit on the sidelines, it's kind of like that thing, you're either going to dance or watch them dance, right?
Yeah,
and
right.
So I think that has a lot to say about where we ought to be.
Well, and I've seen you in action. I've seen you care about people and listen to their stories and make phone calls to correct it and to help them. And I love doing that too. And I see somebody that I was doing a presentation. This woman in the corner looked kind of upset. And so I said, I'll talk to you afterwards. And I came and talked to her. And she's like, well, I didn't get a ride when I needed to. And it was something that had gone on with a ride to the grocery store, I believe. And so I was talking to her and I said, were you or your husband a veteran? She goes, yes, my husband was, but he's passed away. I said, well, did you know that you still have those services, that you can get 6 free rides through Rides to Wellness every month because you are a veteran spouse? And she said, I didn't know that. And so I took the time to call and get him registered and get him and now he's in the MTA system. And she hugged me and she was crying by the time I left. So taking the time to find out how you can help somebody and just take that a few minutes to make those phone calls for them. And you can help them. We know how to do it. Sometimes they don't. So we can help them with that. And that's why I love giving presentations and showing people how they can get free rides, how there's help out there. You don't have to go without groceries. That's what you were so concerned about during COVID.
Sure.
You didn't want anyone to go hungry or to be sick or to be in church. You made it, even when you couldn't afford to do the free rides all the time, you still made Sundays free so they can go to church. I thought that was very important. You're just kind of a little angel, aren't you?
Well, I don't know about that part. We have a lot of angels working here, I can tell you that. But we have a great family here that carries out the activities that really make this is a great community, and we're actually preparing a TV spot where we want to thank this community, because one of the things we need to focus on is saying thank you to a community that's been this supportive, because we've asked for their patience, we've asked for their money, we've asked for their support while we go through these changing times, and people have been great. We've asked them to put a mask on to ride on the bus. We've asked them to stay away from the driver. We've asked them to do many things. We have them get in the car and we take their temperature, and we've done many things. And I must say that the people that use the service and the people that support the service have been there, and they've been very supportive. And so it's going to be our way to say thank you during a very difficult time, because it made a difference.
And they trusted us with, comfortable and safe transportation. They call upon us, and we have to be there for them, and we are, which I'm proud to work here. I think everyone I've talked to is proud to work here. Aren't you?
Yeah, I haven't found a single person that does not like working here.
Not one disgruntled worker. They're all that's
Figure
unusual.
that.
Being in IT, you hear from just about everybody.
Oh, sure. Well, being in customer service and marketing, and I'm out there, and you're going to hear some complaints, but most everything is positive, and they're so grateful that we can get them where they need to go. Well, just imagine if you needed to get groceries for your children, you had no transportation, you had no way of going to the grocery store. How grateful you'd be to be able to ride in a car for $2.25. That's if you're disabled or a senior citizen, you can get it for that cheap each way, and that's just amazing. I mean, it's
absolutely.
When you first told me that, I thought, well, that can't be right. $2.25 one way. That gas costs more than that. A gallon of gas costs more than that. You're like, nope, that's how we do it. I don't know how you can afford it, but I'm so glad you can do it. And we make it happen.
I think we all have examples around us of people that are not going to that extent. They're not taking that extra sensitivity at times. And so I think when we witness that, I think it reinforces how we can be different. And, there are many examples around us. People's level of anxiety today is pretty high. Understanding that and appreciating it and being sensitive to it is one thing, but we don't want to get there. And so I think that's why we have to continue to make sure our people, we're dealing with their anxiety and dealing with things that they go through so that we can help them at the same time.
Speaking of anxiety, in the upcoming winter months, there's going to be a lot of times where the drivers might be running a little bit slower because of not only the construction and the road conditions, but with this ice and the snow and the wind. So we just ask them to be just a little patient. The drivers will get to them as soon as they can. The safety is important of their own and our drivers. So we always do the best we can. And we're like the post office. Rain, sleet, or snow, it's up, and away we go.
That's it. We'll be there.
Unless we get shut down as a whole, the whole country, the whole state. But yeah, we're going to be there. That's just amazing to me. I know I'd rather ride with somebody than to drive myself in that icy wet conditions.
Oh, if I didn't have to drive 23 every day, I'd be riding. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I love what Mr. Benning said. He said, today you might be driving, tomorrow you might be riding.
That's right.
This is like MTA is like a little insurance policy that we're going to be there for you.
Yeah.
So when you see them saying, do you want to help MTA? Yeah, I do. I want to keep that going. I might need it one day.
There you go.
I know. If you work here, you get free rides, and that's kind of nice to know too.
Well, if you live long enough, you'll either have a disability or you may have an impairment. It changes the way that you conduct yourself in life, and won't it be nice to know if you have a service that you can depend on and it works well for you?
Yes, so. And I've seen it work well. Yeah. I've seen it work well. My mother's a senior citizen. She's 93, and I will go to like the exercise classes with her, and the other women around there will ask for help, how they can get rides. And if they're, like I said, a veteran spouse, they have that. There's also a number in the back of your insurance card. If you call that, sometimes they'll have medical insurance. Medical is the magic word there. You say, do I have medical transportation coverage? And a lot of times you will, but you don't know that unless you ask.
Right.
So I love to inform people about the things that are out there that are free. You can call 211 if you need help. And there's the Valley for the Aging also helps, because they say if you're over 60 and you live 60 or over and live in Flint, you can get free rides as well. So there's help for everyone. There's no need to be home and not going to the grocery store or not going to the doctor. So MTA is there to help get you there and keep you healthier. I just love working here, so thank you. I might never retire.
There you go. Just stay working until you die.
I think I will.
Right.
Well, I just want to say thank you to everybody for giving us your trust as we, throughout this year, they call us for their trusted transportation.
Yep.
And we wish you a prosperous, happy, and healthy new year all the way around. And do you have any last things you'd like to say?
Just want to say that, we're making changes to better serve the community even during these difficult times. And So bear with us while we make changes, and we hope to be new and improved and give you more.
And I know you have some great things in store. And so would you be welcome to come on, or would you be willing to come on in the future and tell us about some of those things as they transpire?
Absolutely.
Get people excited about that? Absolutely, because I know some
Got
good
something
stuff.
looking forward to 2023, right? Next
it.
door.
That's right. We'll get through it. We will together, too, as MTA. And thank you so much for listening to On the Road with the MTA, Jay and Stephanie Kay.
That's right. You've been listening to On the Road with the MTA. For more information on our services and community outreach, visit us online anytime at www.mtaflint.org. And be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. The MTA, your community, your connection, your way.